Well, Bones, I got to tell you, I leave for 1 week for what I assure you, without getting into any details whatsoever, was a very good reason. And then I start getting these tweets, man. These tweets left and right. What are all these tweets? What did I miss?
Right.
Finally get around to listening to the episode. You guys, you said some stuff. You said some unkind stuff.
Swain was heated. He was ready to throw down right off the get-go.
Well, let me propose this. I know we've got this faction rally coming up, but let me just propose, how about a truce between you and me just for now?
All right, I'm listening.
We're going to focus on taking down Swain. Listen up, Swain. I'm coming for you. I'm sick of your shit, and I've listened for too fucking long as you say things to get things tweeted at me, so I'm coming for you.
Boy, Birds is ready to crush him and smush him, as he likes to say.
I did check to see if we'd already done this bit and was reminded that we had already done this bit, but that's fine.
We're doing it anyway.
I'm going to be waiting for you at the bus stop. I'm going to be standing behind you when you're in the bathroom and you're looking behind the shower curtain to see if there's anyone there, and then you don't see anyone, but then you turn around and then there's someone there. I'm going to be touching your leg when you sleep.
All right, Andrew, bring in the music. Let's run this through.
I'm going to be sticking little bits of things in your food when you don't look.
Oh, that'll get them right where it hurts.
I'm going to go into your wallet and take out the $20 bill and replace it with a 10.
just that's the scare tax, I guess. All right, welcome to Crucible.
When you drop something off at the post office, I'm going to steal it, and then I'm going to return it in like a week, just long enough to get that email saying, hey, did you ever send that thing? And then you say, yeah, it should be there. And then they check the posted by date, and it's a week after you said it was. I'm coming for you, Swain.
Oh, God. Anyways.
Leprechaun-y there at the end there. Keep your hands off of me, old Swain. All
right, you're veering into Leprechaun. Well, Birds, it's a me and you today.
Yeah.
Me being Bones, and Swain is taking a day off. It's a Saturday, and I just had a power outage, and I'm back. So let's hopefully we get through this entire episode. And let's talk about Destiny. I suppose have you had any chance to log on? I know you've been busy.
I've been in and out. I've been getting my games in. You know, it's fun. I'm liking this. Well, how to say this? I don't know if I like the Solstice of Heroes event.
Yeah.
Because it's asking me to do a lot of things I would normally not do under any circumstance. You know what I don't like is that you got to get all the stuff to get the armor. Why can't I just do the head thing and not do the leg thing? I don't do the leg thing. What am I going to play regular mode strikes that is even less likely than my normal strike consumption, which is 3 to 0 per week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically going to say out loud a tweet I've already posted, but I do find it funny that like the real frustration is like, you're making me play Crucible, and I'm over here like, I'm doing patrols. All right, I'm walking around shooting dregs in the head. But whatever. It's
whatever.
The gear is cool itself.
I just want, like, if I can get 400 light set, this is my chance, Bones.
Yeah.
This is my only chance to be ahead of the light curve in the history
entire
of Destiny.
grind.
Yeah, I've never even come close to hitting max light before the end of the season. Like that's true. Well, that's not. I did get to at 335. I did get up to like 330.
Yeah, that's just mods at that point.
Yeah, you know, I just managed to make that. Did my homework, right?
Yeah.
Did enough of my homework. So I do like that aspect of it. I tell you, I like the chroma. Glad the chroma's back.
Mm-hmm.
I just put a all silver set on my Titan. I just got the blues, and I got some chroma on it, and it's not adding up, Bones. It's clashing. Very excited about
so
this.
That's how that's to be expected from you. I will say that one thing that's like, it's almost upsetting about this, but there's lots of like things in Destiny that I think like someone makes incredibly well and puts a lot of love into, and that the game as a whole has so much going on that it can't highlight that. And one of those things is the concept of the parade that happened the day the homecoming mission happened. And that's the whole point. We have that starter armor, is that like we're in parade gear and then it gets destroyed and stuff like that. And now like at the end, we go down to that little space in the city, and that's like the parade is happening. Like it's been a year. And I think that's like this beautiful framing for this past year and beautiful like lead up. But like, it's hard to think about that because we got that one concept art image of Guardians walking down and there's a big parade. And otherwise we were like not there, you know, because we're like flying back to the tower, and it's just called parade armor. And that's all it really is. But I think that's such a beautiful part.
You got a lot more out of that little sequence than I did.
Yeah,
I just
I think
just teleported me, and I was like, "Whoa,
yeah!"
I guess I'm gonna turn left up ahead here.
I just got really, I got into that concept when I was looking at the art leading up to the game, and I remember like even tweeting a picture from a little trailer of, I'm like, look, this is all this gear, this is all burnt gear from the stuff we're supposed to be wearing in that concept art. Like I had it all figured out, but the game itself doesn't like, you know, put that right in front of you as clearly. So, but whatever. I'm just shouts out to that little creative directing aspect of it. I think that's cool.
How long do we get for Solstice?
Till the 28th.
Till the 20th. So we got a good couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm debating, right? Because I did my Titan just because my Titan has been the what do you call it? The light leader. It's always one has the highest light out of all of them. So I just figured I'd keep with that. I think the only piece of gear I want a legendary version of the destroyed Frumius cloak. Because
that's cool.
I like when we got that one at the beginning. I saved that one since like that first mission in D2, just because that looks cool, man. I like Frumius in D1, and I like the torn up version. But I don't know if I'll get to it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That some people knocked out the full legendary set like days ago. To me, that's a lot of doing stuff I found boring. Like I can't mentally do it, and I have to end up playing like some Crucible to like make my night on Destiny worthwhile. You know, if I only log into Destiny and I only like stand in the Truce land getting grenade kills, I'll like really have regretted my time, even if it's direct progress on something. So yeah, but I think there is more time than it realizes, like realizing you can get the legendary set. I'm close to my legendary set, so to speak. So it's doable. It's doable. Yeah. Who was it? Grim was saying like when he first, saw all the challenges, he just like wrote them down and said, well, I can do this here. If I combine this, I can do these two. Like he made a whole flow chart for how he was going to knock it out in a maximal amount of time. That seems like a good way to do it. I'm not going to do that, but it seems like a good way to do it.
Multitasking flow charts are peak Destiny, I think. I think that's peak Destiny.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's a need for them. I genuinely am. Not in that spot right now. Hey, you've been playing some quick play, right?
Yes.
I've been playing some fucking quick play.
We're going to talk about matchmaking for the next 40 minutes, right?
Well, I don't want to talk about the mechanism connection versus whatever, because it's just like we know, regardless of the end result, like it's not working right. Like even the connection side is not working right. Like we know that, and fine. Like I definitely have seen a lot more sort of laggers. I've had a lot more melee connection issues. These things, and it's like what? No way. But I think we can talk about how it feels without prattling on. And I'll tell you, getting a "we ran out of medals" feels pretty good. Yeah, it involved a lot of eating little Destiny babies who are playing my first PC game, but it's good. It's good to style on people,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, it's such obvious statements to be said that, like, sure, some sort of structure needs to be there, but I think like my main feeling about it is like I've had an exhausting year in the Crucible. It's been hard for certain levels. It has been great for networking. I've recognized a lot of names in the Crucible.
Yeah, sure,
it's nice to see the same people on every night and go, hey, there's Cap, he's playing.
Hey.
But then for this like total opposite switch and a lot of people being like, do you know how hard it's been the past 2 weeks? And I'm like, you matched some skilled players, huh?
Yeah. Well, it is nice to know that it's just a jungle out there.
Yeah.
But for me, it's been, because like that's the thing. It's like before you were getting matchmaking against Destin just over and over. And that's a good indication for you that you're doing okay, right? Like you're getting match made against the same people who've got 4,500 kills on the Dire Promises, right? Like for me, because I'm sort of next bracket down in the old matchmaking bracket chart. But like, you know, I play like, and I didn't have that same problem where every match was sweaty. But definitely you get the feeling that you're being balanced towards a 1.0 KD. And if I'd like pull off like a 1.4 or a 1.5 or something, it's like, okay, well, I know I played better than average that match. But it's easy to kind of like become so comfortable to your relative competition that you kind of don't know if you're any good or not, or you're just like totally average for whatever level you're at. Going back into the jungle where you're just playing against everyone has been nice for me because it's like, oh, I guess I'm pretty good at this. Look how much better I am at this than all of these people who are level 3 right now. But yeah, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like to put up 30 kills in a game against anybody, but just like 30 kills period is been a big shot in the arm for me to just want to play Destiny. Like, oh, I'm okay at this, right? Like, there's something.
Yeah,
there.
And the chances, right? Like, it's not every game because I certainly haven't put up like insane games, but and then some of my like highest scoring games I've lost, and I'm at that point I'm like, hey, at least I still got to like do my thing, you know?
Yeah, it's okay, right? Like, I've had games where it's just like, there is no chance for pulling out the win with this group, but that doesn't mean that they don't have 3 or 4 Bobos on their team that I can't go on a tear against. Like, that doesn't mean I can't cap C out from under them. It's nice. It feels good.
I got a, this is the worst brag, but I got a 7th column that I didn't record, but I didn't even use my super. And that was cool.
Nicely done.
But it was like I literally screamed, and there's a side perspective that Cable uploaded of me going like, ah! Like making a noise, and then me just going like, and I didn't record that because my shadow play was not running. But it's fun while it lasts, and my only hope is that it's not just immediately put back to where it was, because hey, I don't think that was working great for everyone. From like a business point of view, this is extremely funny to me. Yeah. That somebody inside Bungie HQ is giving a talk right now about how there's like such a silver lining and how this unfortunate bug led them to a greater and more evolved understanding. Because I mean, and like I have no dog in this fight. It's just funny to me that like the thing that players were like, the angry mob was demanding when they actually got it, they were like, yeah, thanks. This is perfect. This is great. Don't change it. And like the only way that this could have happened, and to be fair, like there's a downside. I guess we're talking about matchmaking now, but like we're going to eat our young, that we're going to feed new players into the machine to boost up the egos of other players. Like that never would have happened on purpose. They never would have swung it this far. And yet it happened, and it turns out that's what almost everybody wanted. Yeah, yeah, with like some obvious outlying problems, but like a weird agreement in the vocal aspect of the community in a rare instance. That's for sure. So yeah, it's an experiment. If you look at it like that, it has to provide a lot of good data. And for that, hopefully we move forward into an even better system and a much more informed system, like you said, because this is giving information that was never going to exist.
I'll tell you a couple things about this new quick play. Because in addition to whatever the fuck's going on with matchmaking, we got some other stuff. First, it is just Clash and Control now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nice. I sure enjoy playing Clash and Control. And it's nice to just have the main playlist be that. That's good. But I'll tell you what, took me a while to really put my finger on it. The sixes is fun, especially when there's bad players to feed your kill streak. But man, if one of these motherfuckers bumps into me one more fucking time, don't stand right next to me around the corner. Motherfucker, back off.
I had one player, like, shout out to this guy. I'm sure he's just trying to, stay aware, but he turned around and got scared by me and meleeed me 3 times.
Yeah.
And I knew it was him because he was the only Dawnblade on my team. And I'd see that like flare of solar melee in my face. I'm like, dude, it's just every time. You just always turn around. It was very good. But yeah, it's a little cramped on some of those maps. I like it. It's nice and like exciting and packed. Yeah. But the bumps. Whew.
Well, like the flank makes sense now. To like execute a flank, to go around, to know that like, hey, there's going to be 4 people there, but still by the time that you get there. And that you're going to have a good angle on them, and that you can put some damage up against them, and that if your team hasn't totally died since you went, like, it's just a mechanism that works. That didn't work as much with 4s because the odds of you getting 1v4'd were pretty decent. But yeah, just imagine if this were real life, right? Like, we are lining up for a shootout. I happen to be in front of you. Maybe I'm even crouching. Are you going to let me do a little bit of shooting, and then when I dip back into cover, go take my spot to keep the fire up? Option 1. Are you going to B, stand behind me and shoot at the same time, but at a respectful distance, and taking advantage of my positioning to find a good angle for yourself? Or C, just stand to the right of me and glare and just run in place as I'm trying to get back behind the wall? That's what they put the wall there for, man. Just fucking.
When you're ordering a drink and like you've made your way to the bar physically itself, and you're not standing behind anyone now, and then you kind of like put your elbows on it and lean, because that means like I'm reaching out a little bit to indicate without an aggressive yell at the bartender that
I'm ready to go.
You have an order, and then you feel like an arm over your shoulder as someone like stretches their way onto the bar over you, physically touching you. That's quick play right now.
Yep.
For all our kid listeners out there, don't do that.
No, look.
Stay away from bars.
Well, let's say you're old enough to go to a bar. Here's how it works. When you're ready to order a drink, they say belly up to the bar. Get real close to it. You don't have to touch it, but get into that space. Make eye contact. Don't be looking on your phone. Don't be talking to somebody. And hey, probably, unless you're going to open a tab, have cash ready. If they see the cash, they see, hey, this guy is ready to go. He knows what he wants. He's not going to ask for a menu. Don't ask for a menu at a bar. What kind of bar are you going to?
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, you don't know what to order. Ask the bartender. They will recommend
Chili's?
Something for you. What was this? Speaking of which, Crucible Radio, Bones, you've spearheaded this little program, Sweaty Summer, in the Crucible Radio Discord. I gotta say, I'm enjoying this chat. I'm enjoying this crew and just the vibe of this shared experience so much. You wanna pitch this thing a little bit? It might be. I think it's too late for people outside to join, but just so they know what is going on and see our Discord, more than just video games.
Well, and very possible that it happens again and anyone can play. But yeah, it was sort of like on the fly and not my original idea, actually.
Can actually, there was a moment where you said, all right, let's do this thing. And it probably involved a real shameful personal moment. Tell that.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend and I have been saying, we were buying groceries together. Well, she moved in this summer. We now eat together. Doing a very good job of adjusting to that world where you don't have to buy your singular groceries now. But we're not kicking our own asses as much as we wanted to. We're back from Guardian Con. We literally did whatever we wanted at Guardian Con, drank, eating, all that stuff. And now we're ready. And at the same time, our buddy Otter, friend of the show and CR's number one helper, live team guy. He's just always ready. He's let's do it. And we're Otter, you're very in shape and fit. And he's I don't care. Let's do it. And it was kind of that attitude that made me be oh, then absolutely I have to do this. But Alex, my girlfriend, found this thing, and it's literally called Diet Bet. You bet money, and you have to lose 4% of your body weight by the end of the month. And that's it. There is no excuses. There is no way out of it. You put down $30 and you say, by the end of this month or by the end of 4 weeks, I'm going to have lost 4% of my total body weight, or I don't get my money back. And if you do get it, you get to split the pot with everyone else who hit their goal. And at first I didn't even know how big we wanted to go. I thought it would be like sort of like, inner circle type thing. I'm like, sure, like I'll use the motivation from you guys and stuff. And then Alex was like, no, it's for everyone. All right, let's do it. So we posted it in the Discord and said, hey, anyone, and of course, this is not a challenge for literally every person. You have to want to physically lose weight. Like that has to be your goal. If you're trying to put on weight or put on muscle, like of course, not the right fit. But at the same time, it's been really awesome to see people come into this channel, birds like yourself, just offering tips and was saying like, here's what works for me. And like a couple like actual personal trainers and dietitians going like, all right, guys, awesome. If you're all into this, listen to me, let's go. And we've got PDFs, we've got recipes shared, and it's been amazing. But we've got the pot itself is over $1,000 with almost 40 people.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It's more than I expected. And of course, there's more vocal people in Discord. It's the way of the internet. And it turned out that was a bad representation because there was a lot of people who just looked at it and went, hell yeah, and then just clicked sign up and didn't announce it or anything like that. But it's been awesome so far. We're a week in, and already I can tell, like, I got to work to get this goal. Like where I'm at right now, I have to push a little bit harder. But I know that this has been the most motivated I've been because of the other people I've been interacting with, and having Alex right there next to me going like, you got this, like we're going on runs and just checking in online with everyone, like everyone's meals, that will absolutely do it again. It's not going to be like an all the time constant thing because that's an aggressive amount of weight loss, but it's called Sweaty Summer. And we're thinking maybe Sweaty Fall or Winter sounds pretty good too. And we'll do this again. And at that point, I hope it's even harder because that means I'm in a better spot where I started. So far, so good. And it's been fun. But yeah,
it's a blast.
If you didn't hear about it in the Discord, or if you're not online, that's no problem. You don't have to be. But just, keep an eye out on my Twitter or what, and we'll announce the next one for sure.
I think one of the truest statements I must have read in that Discord channel. Maybe I said it. Maybe someone else said it. It was just like, it was just like, look, we're in a video game forum, right? Like everyone here has got multiple, let's say, hours per week at a minimum, but if not hours per day to put towards a video game. You can find time in your day to make sure you're eating good food that's gonna make you feel good, make you healthy, that you're gonna find a little bit of time to exercise. You're gonna do all these. Just do a little bit to be in a better spot. And to like, I'm not the type of person, like I'm a do it myself type person. I don't like the whole, we're in this as a team thing. We're going to figure it's great. It's great. It's a good thing. Anyways, check it out. It's amazing how much overlap there is between people who like to improve at video games and people who like to take that same approach to everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. It very much fits in with the the mottos of Crucible Radio, which is to just no excuses, get good, start working. There's no time like now to improve. So it's been good. You know what? On this topic of like awesome community events, boom, 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 we have another one starting like right now as of this release of this podcast.
That's right. Well, we've got the second, not annual. We're just doing another one. We have the official second edition Crucible Radio Faction Wars kicking off. What is it? The 7th. That would be Tuesday, day after this comes out.
Yep.
We already did one of these. First one was sort of it
was like a beta test.
It was a beta test, right? Figuring it out. But we've had 3 clans within the Crucible Radio Discord: Birds, Monarchy, Sway, and Orbit, Future Warbones, and they're regular old clans. We played Destiny together. We actually just had a doubles tournament the couple nights back on PC, and it was fun. It was great. Like,
nice.
It was amusing little thing to put together. We did rumbles for the placements, so it's not like, you sort of get paired with somebody to give you a good fight and shot. It was a lot of fun. But no, we want to show it down, right? What's the point of having factions, arbitrary factions, if you're not going to turn against each other and try and destroy each other? And so after the first one was good, but first one was definitely focused on just like, the big number milestones, right? Like who's got the highest nightfall score, e.g.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun, but it doesn't account for sort of different sizes, or sort of doesn't make sure everyone's got a way to contribute. This one we went a very different direction. We've got basically a whole bunch of challenges, and anyone can participate, and they're pretty great. They're pretty great. What's your favorite one? What are you liking?
I'm really excited about this because I've made scavenger hunts before, just like for my friends. And this is like a Destiny scavenger hunt. Like you do one thing, you get the points, and not all of them are excruciating, and some of them are very silly. But like we've got stuff like fastest raid clear, which means if you get that, you get those points for your thing. Highest nightfall score, of course. But then we've got a couple interesting ones. We've got lowest number of fire team kills in a prestige nightfall, meaning you have to complete the strike, but with the fewest enemies killed. I find that really fun. And then we've got stuff like PvP, longest kill streak, or your best looking guardian, maybe best highlight play of the week. Maybe take a selfie with a strike boss. Who knows? These are things that like you don't have to be in this massive clan to compete in and to complete. You can do it by yourself or with a few guys and say, yo, we're just representing Bird's Monarchy for this, or what have you. And you also do not have to be in our Bungie.net clans for this. Hang out in Discord. The channel's called Faction War. And just say, yo, I'm here for Future War Bones, and we'll give you the tag and you can represent. But it's going to be fun. And Birds, what a good time for you to sort of exact your revenge on Swain after he was talking such a big game last week.
You want to know what the truth is? I love Swain. He's a good guy. I don't have anything against him, and I really wish Swain Orbit all the best luck in this coming faction rally. You too, man, because truth is, you're going to need all the help that you can get.
I knew something was coming.
That's the truth, man. You guys are fucked. We're gonna fucking ruin you, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Did you see my nightfall score last time? It was high.
Oh no, that's good. Yeah, I imagine you'll probably pick up a couple, but no, we're gonna come in at you from every angle. No, I like this because even for me personally, right? Like I'm getting old, man. I can't grind this shit out like I used to. I was never able to grind it out like some folks can, but there's some things in here that I can pick off and say, look, best raid boss picture. I could probably do that. I would need to assemble a team, but like I could go exclusively just for that goal. I could figure out exactly what I want to do, exactly set it up, and even without having to grind out anything else, without having to freak out as I put together a Rumble win streak or something like that. I can still find one that's fun for me and dive in. There's some good ones here. I think this list of challenges is just going to get longer and longer each time, and that is great.
Yeah,
great, and I love it.
It's not the faction rallies. I don't think anything relates to lost sectors on this list.
No.
So stuff you can do while you're working on your solstice armor. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
So that's what's happening these days. And coming up, we've actually got a lot of like to be announced stuff from Bungie, which is exciting. But before that, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor this week, Casper Mattresses. Casper is a sleep brand that continues to revolutionize its line of products to create an exceptionally comfortable sleep experience one night at a time.
They've got 3 mattress models: the original Casper, the Wave, and the Essential. Casper mattresses are perfectly designed to soothe and cradle your natural geometry.
Not to mention the breathable design helps you sleep cool and regulates your body temperature throughout the night.
And it's delivered right to your door in a small, how do they do that size box? It's something else. You got to see it. It's like a mini fridge. They got free shipping and returns in the US and Canada. And the best part is you can be sure of your purchase with Casper's 100-night risk-free sleep on it trial.
After all, you spend 1/3 of your life sleeping, so you should be comfortable. And I assume the other 2/3 playing Destiny.
Yeah, right. I don't want accountability for that segment.
I'm working out now, so slightly less.
Bonesy, you got this Casper going?
No.
Bruh, you're missing out.
I know.
It is. I don't even think about it anymore. I just assume it's a given that at the end of a long day, getting in bed, getting under those covers or on top of those covers, because it's LA and it's fucking hot right now. But that moment is going to be just the moment, the peak of pure comfort throughout the whole day is that moment I first lie down on bed and realize, oh, I guess I am pretty sleepy right now. I'm going to go to sleep. It's the best. It's great.
Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting Casper.com/Crucible and using Crucible at checkout. Casper.com/Crucible. Offer code CRUCIBLE for $50 off your first mattress. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, we gotta talk about this. They just teased this. They teased it just right. Some little clip on the Bungie stream of, well, how do you put it? Somebody getting closed in on with a shotgun,
It's
and
very
they
direct.
take out a Better Devils. Oh no, with a sword. Sword is swinging, and then tap 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 from a 140 hand cannon. The three tap hand cannons outside the 110s.
Yeah. This was a short and sweet little trailer for a stream we have not yet watched because, of course, the podcasting schedule never works with any sort of real announcement.
No.
But this is big. Of course, last week we saw in the TWAB, Noose came out and said that there's a global adjustment of time to kill. And here we are, as clear as day, the 3 tap. It's what we've been saying with quotes around it for a very long time. And what, generally a lot of people want. And there's a little tricky thing about this trailer, and I've watched it a couple times. I don't know if it's the same as the old fashioned, IS Luna, two head, one body, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
And, 2 crit shots with 1 body shot. This one does look like 3 headshots.
It does.
But is unclear if that's required. I'm leaning that it is. That means it's a different sort of 3 tap, if that's what we can continue to call it. This one demands precision. It means land all of your shots, not just, one good one and a couple good ones. It means all of your shots must be perfect. And this really does sort of shake up the system, and we cannot just say, well, reverting back to D1, everything functions as it is. And the other thing that we talked about this a little bit, I think, on the show already, but the gameplay that sort of started this conversation of a new mode. We saw a 600 RPM auto rifle doing 21 to the head. Now that's a lot more than 17 like it does now. Mm-hmm. But from what I remember, it was not doing a large amount of body shot damage. Meaning that it's not just crank up the dial, everything's a little bit stronger, but that precision modifiers have been increased, and that could determine this 3 tap right here, and that's why we think we're hitting 3 critical hits and not just 1 body shot.
That is interesting.
Yes,
that is a great. I just like it. Like that is a great way to say it is now possible. It is now a skill maneuver. Mm-hmm. Because, man, just like 3 tapping somebody at range with EOS Luna and D1, like I would do it and go like, yeah, that was easy, right? Like there was not a ton of work required for that. I got some headshots just by virtue of high aim assist pulling me towards it. But to have it be, and if this is across the board as well, like this means that you have to be hitting those headshots, right? You can't just be team shooting. You got to be focused on your aim. But also in this place where lowered TTK is really important, which is when you're getting closed in on by a shotgun, because there's going to be a lot more shotguns in the mix. When you're getting closed in on, you're going to need to be able to hit those headshots under pressure to be able to get that shut down as you're backpedaling. And that could be tricky, right? Like, especially if you're hip firing, you're jumping, you really have to commit to, you just got to be focused. You got to be landing them.
Yeah. And this really does could potentially shake up the role that a lot of weapons play. Because, initially I'm thinking, okay, well, that means the Dire Promise does this and the Criminal's Dagger does this. But like that higher impact hand cannon currently rewards precision in this exact way. 3 headshots, you get a fast time to kill, but they're hard to hit and it demands a skilled hand. How does that roll change if that roll now goes to the 150s? And what do the 140s do? I'm also curious how stuff like SMGs and sidearms play out, because while a skilled hand does get a faster time to kill by hitting those shots, the way SMG damage is split up between body shot and crit, it doesn't demand headshots. It's about firing close up, maybe a little hip fire action followed by a melee, and the different RPM simply say hit about 50% headshots and you can do a good job here. That, I don't know. That might shake it up. It might demand a much more skilled hand with an SMG. And how do those guns slow down that shotgun rusher, which is going to be more common, like you just said? There's a lot of questions here. And obviously, hopefully a lot of this is answered in the stream. But I'm curious to see this new form because I know it's not going to be D1.
I hope it's not a huge change because I like the balance of weapon types right now. Mm-hmm. There's the issue of sidearms, right? Nobody's using. I mean, if you're out there using the 11th hour, if you're rattling people, more power to you. But I just can't remember the last time I saw a sidearm clip. Only sidearm that people are rocking is Drang, and that's just to charge up their Sturm shots.
Yeah.
And so if this is as part of all of these other massive changes going on, if this is a way to, to first make it so primaries across the board are a little bit more competitive against specials, and then also to specifically boost up those things that are going to be really important in an environment where fusion shotguns and snipers are a lot more common, you need that shutdown potential. That's great. I hope to see sidearms get a little bit of a goose up, hope that they're relevant. But I hope that it's not like going into the pulse rifle meta in D1, where now it's everyone was, I love my loadout, right? I love my 140 hand cannon. I love my SMG. I hope I'm not going to feel like, oh, I'm a dick because I'm not using a pulse rifle now because the crit multiplier on the pulse rifles make 2 bursts possible. And it's just so good now. The fact that we're getting all the weapon slot changes at the same time. If the change that we went to was, okay, now 110s can still 3-tap, but it's 2 headshots in a body. 140s can 3-tap, but it's 3 headshots, and 150s still can't do it, but maybe their time to kill is a little bit faster. They're a little more forgiving. That would be the smallest possible change there. That I hope it's something more like that. If it's real shook up, I mean, it could be fine, but the meta that eventually settles out of it is just going to be unfamiliar. And could be fine, but I like the meta. I like how level it is, and I hope that they don't sacrifice that in the process.
There's so much that can happen in Forsaken, and I'm speaking beyond what we find out in the stream tomorrow. But with the weapon mods and Birds, last week Swain and I talked about this, but the choices there. I mean, already all right, so you have your better devils. You like the precision required, and maybe you enhance that with the target acquisition mod. And then in your secondary, what if you want that SMG with in-air accuracy so that you can float around and hip fire a little bit more, and you don't need that precise accuracy, but it keeps people off of you. I mean, your loadout could change based on what you put on the gun. Who knows? Maybe you want an in-air hand cannon that's not as precise, but you're doing more consistent damage and doing trick shots. There's a lot of ways this can go, and it doesn't automatically push you towards one good thing, maybe.
Yep. I mean, I honestly this was one of the big, if I can be frank, one of the big disappointments of D2 for me was that there were so many just quality of life improvements. The token system is fantastic, and anyone who thinks that the previous system is better than token system, you're crazy. You're crazy. It's just life is better, but using mods on weapons to exclusively change element. I can understand that they didn't want to rush into it, right? That the potential for some emergent thing to completely dominate and make it so there's one god roll and that's it. Mm-hmm. That I understand why, but that just seemed like the biggest missed opportunity. if I have a gun and a mod, I want to be able to change the behavior of it, even if it's just 1 or 2%. I want it to push me towards play styles instead of just what color bullets it shoots. So the fact that they're adding it and that it's it kind of synergizes with the random rolls. I don't know. You guys did a good job covering it last week.
Yeah. So in this TWAB, besides this little preview and besides the fact that maybe Better Devils is coming back with random rolls, that's interesting.
Your 11th Better Devils.
Yeah, the 12th one's going to matter now. We got this really cool infographic. I love this shit. How many raid clears there's been, pledges to the factions and stuff. But the smallest number by far is players with Redrix's Claymore. Only 8,750. That's not very many people in the world of Destiny, especially consider people with Whisper of the Worm, almost 200,000. And I've been trying to squeeze it in there, man. I've been trying to get there by the end. And, you know, we just talked about like the issues people have with comp or quick play now. And I'm over here in comp and like that can be exhausting. And there's crap that I don't need to go into that just happens and stuff. But man, the switch to comp is tough. I've found that getting into the zone, feeling good, feeling confident, but just mentally turning on like, okay, you're in a competitive game mode now can be weird. And I think one of the weird parts is that it's not trials, but you have to have the same mentality. But I'm sort of applying that at a different time. And it's just there always. With trials, it's there. Okay. On the weekend, I know what I'm logging in to do. But when you can just decide to play comp, it's hard to transition, especially if you were doing quick play before that. So I've been playing on my Titan mostly, and I might go Warlock or maybe just slap on the Arc Strider. I'm not very good with Arc Strider on mouse and keyboard right now, but there's a lot of them. It's been tough. It makes me sort of question the leveling system. It's sort of just a grind, really. And it's hard because I have played enough Overwatch comp to have my own opinion on what it should have been or whatever. But I will say that it has been satisfying to go on a couple streaks. And it is nice to just realize I have to use the best stuff and I have to play aggressive. And I cannot safely work on my KD, or I cannot, like wait for the right moment to get a good play with supers. Like if you sit on your super, you're screwed and you're screwing your teammates. And if you're not timing those out right, or if you pop it reactionary, you can just really waste it. And it's tough, but I'm going to try. And hopefully I have an update in a week or two as season 3 nears an end that maybe I can get there. I'm almost halfway there, but it's going to get harder. And I have to give a shout out to my team because I've been playing with Kensta and Koba along with Bio and a couple other rotating guys. But we've had some good games. We're going to get back in there soon. And it's been a tough grind. But hey, everyone get on PC, log in, go get your Claymores. Come on, everybody, fill up that playlist, please.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I'm going to be curious to see how they adjust it in season 3 because there's some aspect of it which is like, look, we need to tweak the numbers a bit, right? If only 9,000 people got Redrix,
which is at 40% of the full grind.
Yep, exactly, right? Like if such a few number of people are even making it to kind of that first real checkpoint, that okay, they're going to tweak that, right? They're going to make the amount of however the math works out, the amount of wins you need to get easier to do. They're going to add some mechanism to make losses, more forgiving in the earlier ranks. They're going to dial it in, right? They're going to dial it in somehow. But I think there's another problem that they haven't quite figured out yet, which is it's just because it's new territory, right? Like there are quarter-long stakes to losing a comp match, and that weighs on a person, With trials, right? If you get that second loss on a ticket, then it's like, well, okay, right? We can play it out or whatever. It's fine. But at the end, all you've really lost at that point is like an hour of play, maybe an hour and a half, maybe. To have a situation where because there have been so many times where I thought, and I think I'm going to, for the remainder of this season, I'm just going to start solo queuing comp and just destroy my comp rating. But not even worry about it, just to like spend time in that playlist, just to figure it out, right? Just to get comfortable, get over the heebie-jeebies of being in such a high stakes situation. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try and make sure my team wins, right? I'm not gonna throw matches or use goofy loadouts or anything like that. But I think there's the idea of kind of taking your approach, which is that I know I got to be in there. I want to get this thing. I've got to check this off my list. I need a good team. I've got to like plan for it and really commit and make sure that I'm not going to lose. I can't lose, because it's not like this card is we'll just go get a fresh card. It's end of the line, right? This might be one bad losing streak might be what prevents me from hitting that milestone by the end of it. I think Bungie's got their work cut out for them, and I'm curious to see what they come up with to help make that math a little more approachable, or help make just being in the comp playlist on its own without any kind of treat to grind for more rewarding in and of itself. Because there's a nasty spot on PC right now, especially when you get to the higher levels, where people aren't playing in the comp playlist because people aren't playing in the comp playlist. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, you kind of want people to think like, I just want to see where I'm at. I want to finish a season where I'm at. Like, sorry, one in the jar, but like there's people playing silver and gold in Overwatch and just wanting to get into gold. You have to want to just prove yourself for that, as opposed to, well, I'm never going to make it to Grandmaster, so I guess I just won't play. But yeah, it's tough. I think the mentally, like you mentioned, the difference between losing in trials and losing in comp, and that I hadn't considered yet. And that's probably actually why I've been a little down on it. Trials, you lose, you start over, you're back at that ground zero. You've lost nothing, but like you've gained something by more practice against good teams. In comp, you sort of look at that number and you go back to it the next day and you're like, oh. Especially if you watched it go down and then you stared at it for a while, like when my number stays the same, it's tough because we finished on a win streak. It was up, it was high, and I'm like, that's good. I'm looking at that number and I'm going to make it go up. But when the last time you played it went down, you quit because you don't want to keep falling, which is smart. Don't just bang your head against the wall. That's tough. It's knowing that it's always there and going back into it can be tough. And I don't blame anyone for feeling like that's a little exhausting or just over their head right now. So yeah, I want the best players to want to hit the top and get that ornament on their Redrix or something like that. But I want any other player to think like, oh, well, let's see where I'm at. This can still be fun. And that way, maybe go get your ass kicked in comp, which I've done myself plenty of times. So you know where you stand in the rest of the world, and then go play quick play and see if you can actually put up some numbers there. All in all, I want that ecosystem to be there. I want that quick play comp with a little break for Gambit. And I'm really, really, really curious to see how that all comes together in Forsaken, and what is that sort of weekly grind in the Crucible going to look like. Very, very curious.
Not a huge speculator, but if I had to speculate, you know what I think? They're going to tweak it such that the loss penalty until you hit that Redrix level or whatever the equivalent is in the next season is going to be so small or non-existent that effectively it's just a grind rank up until that point, and the rarefied air above that is where that loss really starts to come in. But to basically not to remove the disincentive to play when you're just getting started off. I bet you that's where it's headed.
You might be onto something.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
All right. This episode comes out a day before probably the most anticipated Bungie announcement in the fucking universe.
Why'd we pick Mondays? Nobody knows.
Why did we?
It's honest. No, you know why? It's because we were the ones editing the episode.
True.
When we first started off, and the weekends when you have time to do it. Take some time. Cut it out. You think you're hearing all this good material and we're just on point the whole fucking episode? Well, this one we've been, but most episodes you got cut down. There's too much.
A lot of chatter.
Hey, I got to give a shout out this week because I don't feel like recording a separate blurb tomorrow. Guess what? And I'm going to make an assumption, but I think it's probably Andrew's going to make it so, number one. Number two. Either way, this music you're hearing in the background, hello?
Hello.
We just listened to Andy Kindler's State of the Union. Andy Kindler. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. This music you're hearing in the background is the second best thing to ever come out of Bungie. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Better than Halo.
Whoa!
SANDRIDER, featuring our very own, the one and only John Wisniewski. Better than Halo. This fucking album, guys. SANDRIDER.bandcamp.com. We're gonna keep right on playing this. This week we are playing actually my favorite track off the album. Last week was, I think, like the single that we played. This one is a little bit deeper. This is so fun.
It's a jam.
It's a jam. SANDRIDER.bandcamp.com. And eventually we will re-enter a phase of our lives where we're not just jamming the fuck out to SANDRIDER every week. And in that case, we want to hear your music on the show, which starts by us hearing your music, which starts when you send an email to crucibleradio@gmail.com. You know. Hey, go to discord.gg/crucibleradio and come hang out with some folks, right? Come lose some weight with us. We're slimming down.
Oh yeah, I'm getting fit. I gotta go running right now.
All right, I'm gonna just not eat a hamburger right now. Just not.
Well,
not
me
eat a bunch
either.
of pieces of shit. Yeah, right?
I was gonna go running and then eat a hamburger, but then I realized someone told me you can't do that.
Don't do it. Eat like a fucking salad. That's it.
Goddamn smoothie. It's gonna be great.
Oh, that's eat delicious food just for reasonable amounts. That's all you got to do.
And go to crucibleradio.com for like whatever else is there.
Yeah, hey, check out the new shirts. We got some cool shit. Get a hat.
Get a hat. I got the hat. It's great. I love it.
You got the hat. I was thinking, you know, I saw Andrew's band Loyals. I saw one of their videos. Their drummer was like wearing the black jeans and the black t-shirt, but then he had that black hat that like only drummers in rock bands wear. Like, where did they get that hat? And I was looking in the store and I thought, the Crucible Radio logo hat in black, that's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
I'll go for the Loyals drummer.
It's a good hat. I have it. I recommend it. The dad hat.
Classic. All right. Till next week. Hey, enjoy your week off. We're going to talk a bunch of shit about you.
I can't wait. Wait.
You'll find out 2 Mondays from now.
And if you listened all the way to the end of this episode, tweet at Swain. Oh shit! What should we have people do?
Oh boy!
This is your chance here.
Yeah, I guess.
Give him a good week.
Yeah. Here's what I need you to do, folks. There's a category of GIF and YouTube video that I might call people freaking the fuck out on roller coasters. People having panic attacks, people passing out, people throwing up off the side of roller coasters. People who have gotten themselves into something and are now freaking out and having a bad time with no other explanation, no comment, no link in the show notes, no nothing. Just send him these videos. I'll go ahead and get it kicked off. You can just retweet mine to get started. But let's give him a week of those and give him a taste of what's coming in this faction round. Bones, next week we're coming for you. It's just how it works. It's just how it works.
Whatever. I'll be drinking mojitos. No, I won't. I'll be working out. Damn it. All right. Bye.
Bye. Hey there, Birds here. If you enjoyed the video, hit us with a like and a subscribe, and be sure to check out the podcast Crucible Radio. You're going to love it. It's an hour plus every week of PvP, Destiny strategy, music, laughs, and good times with my best buds, Bones and Swain. Just click that video in the top left to get started.